Almost 1 year ago, I wrapped up my testing with this tent, and I have waited until now to do my review. The reason for that, everyone, is simple. After I wrapped up all of the waterproof testing, condensation, airflow testing, and so on, this tent disappeared from the market. It sold out. And not until now is it back in stock. Because it's in stock, let's wrap up this review so you guys can decide, you gals can decide, whether or not this is something that interests you. My name is Luke, this is the Outdoor Gear Review, and what I have here is the MC 2-person backpacking tent. Not to be confused with the MC Tomount 2-person backpacking tent that I took a look at recently. That company has, I want to say, at least 3 1 to 2 person backpacking tents. While the other versions are green, this one here is brown, and it features a completely different style and design. While the other MC Tomount tents, backpacking tents, are rather small, good for individuals under 6 foot, this tent here is a fair bit larger. In fact, this is the widest and also the longest and the tallest 2-person backpacking tent that they offer. With all of that being said, folks, I am very glad that I'm able to finish my review on this tent. The reason for that is simple. This is one of the best 2-person tents that I've tested out. The price is incredibly low. It's long, it's wide, it's tall, it's made from very good materials, it's fairly lightweight, and it is incredibly waterproof. Condensation's well controlled, airflow is excellent. On the inside, we have a 2-person inner that's really more of a 2.5 person size. It is certainly large enough for 2 people, 2 pads, some gear, and so on. Also, the inner is covered in mesh, which means this is an excellent performer in warm conditions. Through and through, this is a 3-season tent. The company likes to claim this is a 4th season tent, meaning that it's designed for cold weather camping. That's not true at all. I wish these companies, and this goes for all backpacking companies, stop saying anything and everything to make a sale. This is a 3-season tent. This is not designed for wintertime camping, not unless you live or you're going to use this in really mild conditions. There's nothing about this tent that's going to block airflow. There's nothing about this tent that's going to hold in heat. Again, this is a 3-season tent, not a 4th season tent. Before going any further with the MC Tomount 2-person backpacking tent, please know this. I have a preview of this tent on the channel already. I have a waterproof testing video with this tent already. The purpose of this episode is the review. I'm going over the pros and cons, my experiences while using it, and at the same time, I'll touch upon some stats quickly and briefly. Once you're done watching this episode, if there's more information that you want, check out the preview, check out the waterproof episode. More than likely, those episodes will answer any additional questions that you have. Since I mentioned stats, let's just go ahead and let's get those out of the way. This tent currently is only available in the 2-person version. There used to be a 1-person version of this tent, but as it stands right now, it is gone. This is a semi-freestanding tent, meaning that you do need to stake out the fly for the best pitch. But you don't have to if you don't want to, but I'm not sure why you wouldn't want to. When it's stored, it measures 17 inches by 7 inches. This tent measures on the inside of the inner 77 inches long. That means if you're 6 foot 5 inches and below, you can make this tent work. It is 41 inches wide and 43 inches tall. This tent features 2 doors, 2 vents, and when it comes to the materials, you're looking at a silicone treated nylon. What variety, I do not know, as the company does not state that information. The waterproof rating for the fly and the floor is 3,000. We have aluminum poles, aluminum tent stakes. This tent weighs 4.3 pounds on my scale, and that includes every single component. And get this, the price of this tent is only $139. I'll tell you what, everyone, before we move to the pros and cons section, let's just go over the features of this tent, as it has every feature that you could possibly want. Again, we have 2 doors, we have a bathtub floor. On the inside, we have 4 mesh pockets, 2 hooks for hanging. This tent even includes a free gear caddy. As you can see, the doors could be rolled up, and that's the case for both panels, front and back. We have 2 vents which can be opened and closed. The design of those are very, very good. And even in windy, rainy conditions, you don't have to worry about them leaking. When it comes to the stakeout points, every single one, they are adjustable. This tent, I have to say, folks, makes so many tents from big name companies look bad. It's amazing that we're going into 2026 and some of these big name companies still make mistakes as far as the overall design of their tents go. There are so many expensive tents that do not allow you to pull out the sides for better airflow. Or maybe they do allow you to pull out the sides, but the stakeout points are non-adjustable. At the doors, oftentimes, these stakeout points are non-adjustable. That inability to adjust the tent causes problems as far as the setup process goes, getting a top pitch, in other words. With this tent here, you have none of those issues because every single stakeout point is fully adjustable. Look at the pitch that I achieved with this tent. I was able to set this up in under 10 minutes and it looks perfect. And that's all because of the stakeout points and the fact that they are fully adjustable. I mentioned a little while ago that this tent comes with 4 guy lines. The truth is though, you have 6 guy line placements just in case you need them. You can see here with this tent, I have not attached any guy lines. And that's because once you stake this out, it has been rock solid in my experiences. Even in strong winds, this tent does not move. But let's say that you need to. You can guy this out in 6 different locations. Now everyone, let's go over the pros and cons that I have for this tent, starting with the pros first. The first pro is quality. The fit, the finish, the construction on this is fantastic. I have only noticed one loose thread and it's on the inner, and luckily it's tied off, it's no big deal. Outside of that, this tent looks perfect. Every single stitch on the fly, perfect. The seam tape, perfect. For $139, the construction of this tent is amazing. I have seen tents that cost $600 look worse than this. As far as the materials go, they are of a high quality. We're looking at a silicone treated nylon, which is very lightweight and at the same time very strong. At the same time, very, very much waterproof. It blows my mind that this company can make a tent of this size with a fly of this size, sell it for $139 and still make a profit. That is incredible. And at the same time, it really does show the markup that a lot of these outdoor companies have. I don't want to call out any company specifically, but if you go looking for tents made with a silicone treated nylon, you're going to spend $300, $400, $500, $600. This here is only 140 bucks and it's made from excellent materials. When it comes to the poles, they are made from aluminum and there are 2 of them. Good quality, I haven't had any issues. When it comes to the tent stakes, they're certainly good enough for a 3-season tent. They're not the longest, but they get the job done, and luckily you receive plenty of them to set up this tent with. The zippers, they are very, very smooth. Watch this. No catching at all. Incredibly smooth. Next everyone, when it comes to waterproofing, this tent is a bomb shelter. Not once have I been able to get this tent to leak. In heavy rain, thunderstorms, wind-driven rain, no leaking at all has been experienced. When it comes to airflow inside of this tent, condensation control, all of those aspects are fantastic with this shelter. You have to consider here that the fly pulls away in all of the important spots. Side, and because the fly pulls away, you get airflow going underneath the fly itself. The fly does not go all the way down to the ground, but yet it's low enough to offer you a lot of protection. In addition, we have a body that's made from primarily mesh. When you combine a fly that pulls away from the body, a body that's made with mesh, you have excellent airflow. When you have excellent airflow, condensation is well controlled. Now, of course, condensation is possible with any tent, but with that being said, the fly, which condensation will form on, is pulled away from the inner, so it's not an issue. This is a tent that is designed for warm weather camping, and it shows. For warm weather camping, this shelter does every single thing right. In regards to the setup process, you can get this done by yourself in about 10 minutes. It's rather simple. What we have here is a combination of sleeves and clips. Do keep in mind, everyone, when it comes to the poles here, they crisscross. So they cross here at this side and they cross at the other side. When you're setting up this tent, you may get this incorrectly set up the first handful of times. Ultimately though, it's no big deal. You can easily figure it out. It's not too complicated. As far as the setup process goes, 0 being the easiest, 10 being the most complicated, I'm going to give this a 5. And that might sound a little bit high, but it's not. The truth is, the only thing that could trip you up is the way that the poles cross. Going back to the size of this tent for 1 second, there is enough space on the inside for 2 people, as I mentioned, but both could be sitting up, putting on a jacket, one on this side, one on the other side. Because of the pole structure of this tent, the top spreads out, which gives you quite a bit of space on the inside. And that space is certainly appreciated when you're camping with someone else. As you can see here, we have quite a bit of space in the vestibule area for backpacks, shoes, and so on. And that will be the case on both sides of this tent. Getting into and out of the tent is very easy because both of these doors are large. With the bathtub floor that sticks up roughly 6 inches or so, so even if you have mild mobility issues, you shouldn't have any problem getting into and out of this tent. Next everyone, when it comes to the storage bag, not only do you have directions on the inside on how to set this up, but it is gigantic. You can very easily get this tent back into this bag with very little effort, and that is appreciated. Next everyone, we have to talk about the value of this shelter. At $139, there's nothing else out on the market today that really can come close to this. When you look at the size of this tent, when you look at the materials, how good the airflow is, how waterproof this is, how every stakeout point is adjustable, there's not many tents that really come close to this at this price range, or even at $300–400. This tent really is impressive for the money. And lastly, as far as the pros go, I love the looks of this tent. I mean, I really do. We have this brown earth tone color. This tent does not look like a kid's playhouse, and I appreciate that big time. With that being said though, moving over to the cons, I do wish this tent was available in other colors. I like this, you might like this, but I'm sure there's some women out there who don't want a brown tent. Maybe they want something different, and that's completely understandable. A true con for this tent is the fabric itself. This is made from a silicone treated nylon. The con to this material is the fact that when it gets wet, it stretches, it sags. Luckily, every single stakeout point is adjustable, so you can compensate for that. I mention this as a con just so that you are aware of what it's going to be like to use this shelter. In wet conditions, be prepared to make adjustments to make everything nice and taut. While silicone treated nylon has many pros, that's the one con. It is super lightweight, very strong, very waterproof, but it does stretch when it gets wet. And that right there wraps it up as far as the cons go for this MC Tomount backpacking tent. For the money, everyone, I cannot think of a good competitor to this. When you look at the size, the features, the materials, the price, the weight, there's nothing out there that really comes close to this. The design is unique. It's not a direct copycat of like every single tent out on the market today. This is truly different, and I do appreciate it. What I'm saying is this. For $139, I dare you to find a better tent. With that being said, this review has been agenda free. I purchased this with my own money. I do not care if you buy it, I'm just sharing information and that's it. When it comes to MC Tomount, I'm pretty sure they wish that I would not review their products. While I have praised many other unique tents, just recently I reviewed their bivy tent, which is easily one of the worst bivy tents I have ever tested. And I said so in my review. Companies are glad when you're praising their products, but as soon as you have something negative to say, well, they tend not to like that. But here with the channel, I just give it to you straight. I tell you how it is. If there's an issue, I show you the issue. And when a tent shelter impresses me, I share that as well. If you found this episode helpful, please hit the thumbs up. I do appreciate it. By the way, everyone, when it comes to this tent, it's back in stock now. I do not know how long it's going to be in stock. Once it goes out of stock, is it going to show back up again? Who knows? When it comes to MC Tomount, oftentimes, once their tents, their products go out of stock here in the US, they disappear for good. Because of that, I'm going to say this. If you are interested in this tent, this is a shelter that you shouldn't sleep on because there's no guarantee it's going to be available in 3 months from now. I never tell you all what to do on this channel, and I'm not going to start. But again, if this is something that you're interested in, you may not want to snooze on it. For now, my friends, I am done. I will see you all next time. Take care, be well, strength and honor. Bye, everybody.